Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 25th. It's the perfect day for a date because you don't have to wear a heavy jacket. It's not too warm, not too cold. You can wear a light jacket. Anyway, this is episode 157, and this is, the Sword Nerd Podcast. I'm Josh, also known as Sword Nerd on Ravelry, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, generally Sword of a Knitter everywhere. That's SWORD of a Knitter, and you can find me on all those places there. Instagram is my most used outlet next to Ravelry. And you can find, I'm also a designer behind Geonetrix Designs. Geonetrix Designs on Ravelry.com. All the info is at the end of the show, of course. And if you follow me on Instagram, you can find my designs and so forth and so on and blah, blah, blah. We're not here to spiel. It's not an advertising campaign. But if it was, uh, anyway, welcome to the show. I have not recorded in forever, since January, because there was a lot of things that happened since January. So, we'll start off. 1, I moved in with Rob. 2, Rob moved. 3, we're in a new location. Okay, so those are like the first things. So this is my new craft room that we're in right now. It is still under construction, but mostly put together. There's just a random like assortments of odds and ends. Because I don't know about you, but when I've moved, there's always like 2 or 3 boxes that are just full of the random crap you find everywhere. Like everywhere. And so I have like 2 of those boxes left to do, and then random knit stuff. And I still have to set up my shawl wall, so it'll be behind me. I have to go find things to like hang the things. So anyway, yeah, but I have a craft room, and it has all my yarn right behind camera, and I can see it. It's all really pretty, and I'm like, oh, I just want to squish it. And then I have my couch and everything, and this is a cat-free area, so that means that if I have any friends staying over for the night, this is a cat-free room, and they don't have to worry about any allergies or anything. The cats are not allowed in here. Because the other thing, I now am pet dad to 2 cats. I was adopted by 2 cats, because Rob had 2 cats. So, there's that. Another thing that happened, Rob, after proposing to me, he won the tournament. He ended up winning that tournament that I recorded on the last episode. He ended up winning the tournament, but then there was a really health scary thing happening, and so it ended up that he ended up in the ICU at the end of the week, and I had to fly back to Minnesota without him, and there's a lot of gross things, and but he's good now. Like we took care of it. He has doctors, and they told him basically that he's clear. Like there's nothing up. It just happened at the wrong time in the wrong place. Not that there would be a right place for that to happen, but anyway, so that happened, and then things happened with life. We're like unpacking shit, settling in, making sure Rob is okay, make sure we get him back to full health. And then at the end of March, I ended up leaving my job, and it was very unpleasant. So yeah, it's not the most pleasant thing to talk about, but basically, I had my review. It was an unpleasant review that, in my opinion, was very unwarranted. I ended up putting my notice in, and then they ended up actually dismissing me. So that was a lot of like drama. But I have an amazing partner who's supporting me, and I am designing a lot more, and doing well. So yeah, made it work. So it was a shitty situation, but it's not the worst thing that could have happened. I don't know. It's a weird situation where I'm like actually not super upset about it. I still have dreams about the whole thing, like stress dreams, because that's how my body deals. That's how I deal with a lot of things. I have dreams about it, which are very off-putting sometimes. Where you're like, okay, so yeah, that is going on. Okay, there's also an airplane right now, so I'm sorry if you hear that. But anyway, then there was what happened? Shop Hop. Which reminds me, I did not grab those things out of Shop Hop. So Shop Hop happened, and that was fun. And then this last weekend was Yarn Over, and I got to hang out with Shayna and Katie and a couple other people and Courtney for my knitting group. And yeah, so it's been a lot of things going on. Like I said, I haven't really had the time to record, but now I have more than enough time to record. And yeah, that's what's going on. So today's podcast is gonna be a lot of show and tell and works in progress and finished objects and things like that. So it's basically an update of what I've been working on since the last episode, and you're gonna find out all these things right now. Sorry, I'm like looking like the nice thing about having yarn behind the camera is like, oh, it's so pretty. But also I'm like, where did I put that yarn from the Shop Hop? And so I'm like, okay, yeah. Anyway, let's get going. First things, what am I drinking today? Because I actually need a drink right now. This is a cold steeped Earl Grey green tea from Adagio Teas, it's just a green tea with bergamot oil in it and some corn flour, and it's delicious, perfect iced. This is like my third steeping of it, so it's like less than full top-notch strength, but that's okay. I also got a haircut today, congrats to that, so it's a fresh fade, and yeah, so that's what I'm drinking today. As for what I'm reading, I'm not reading anything at the moment. I'm between books, and I have not decided what to read next. The last book I read was Anna Kendrick's Scrappy Little Nobody is the title. It's really good. She is a fun, quick read. It's not super like thoughtful or anything, but she didn't write it to be that. She just wrote it to be like, hey, this is my life story, and I'm quirky, basically. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So that was really pleasant. What else? Oh yeah, I'm between books, so I haven't decided that. I've been listening to a lot more music recently while doing things, and my newest obsession is musicals. And the top 5 musicals I listen to pretty much almost every day, or the top musicals I listen to every day, pretty much I listen to Chicago, and Wicked, and Hamilton, Avenue Q, and there's one more. I'm blanking. What is it? Anyway, but I would say Wicked, Hamilton, and Chicago are played the most frequently. So much so that my Spotify playlist is like, new music for you, and they're all musicals. So I've been trying to like walk away from musicals, but I like them because you can put them on, and they're like a story in the background, and they're good, and you can sing along, and they're just catchy. But I like very modern musicals. Except, like, I'm just not really into the huge cheesy Broadway, if that makes any sense. Like the whole like really crazy traditional Broadway music. I don't know how to describe it, but I do enjoy some of it, but a lot of it is not my personal taste. So like Hamilton, I got into through Rob, and then Wicked, he introduced me to that one too, and then Chicago I fell in love with because I saw it, not in person, I saw the movie. So it's the soundtrack from the movie basically, but the music is really good. I really like it. It's like a cool jazz tone with some fun things. There's a very popular song which you may know without even watching the musical, which is the Cell Block Tango, and that's when there's the 6 Merry Murderesses, and they're like, hey, this is how I killed my man, and I'm not sorry because he had it coming. So that's what I've been doing. Music, cults. Music and cults. Musicals. Yes, so that, my friends, is all that. That's the quench. What is Exiting the Forge that you haven't even seen yet? So first thing is, this is Shade Shift. And Shade Shift is the design I started when I was down in New Orleans during my birthday weekend. Spectacular. And so it fades into the middle with this little stitch pattern, and it fades back out. So it's a Shade Shift shawl. It's a triangle-ish shawl. It's very long, and it has this point here. Mine curls because I quick blocked it. And I need to like reblock it because I've worn it too much. And anyway, but yeah, this is Shade Shift, and just threw it on because I love this part. I love the colors. There's 5 colors in it, and it's a shade shift. Shade shift. So that's that. The next thing is, that one is on Ravelry. Shade shift. It's designed by me. Actually, like I should preface, all these are my own design. Right now, this is Epicenter. This is my 3-color take. I went through and I re-knit and redid the pattern a bit to make it a little simpler, but also to correct some errors that were found because it wasn't test knitted, and I tech edited it the best I could from memory, but I was too close to the project, so I went back and I redid it, and it's all good now, and I love this version. This is knit with 100 ravens in the count in, I can't remember what it's called, sorry, something count. Anyway, it's a very beautiful blue color. I love it. Then there is a Madeline Tosh. This is Fallen Cloud. And then the dark gray in the center here, that is Malabrio Makita in the eggplant colorway, which you're like, wait, it's eggplant. Eggplant can be really gray. So the skein I got was really gray, and I just love this shawl. It is one of my favorites. I wear it all the time. I'm going to wear it for the rest of the podcast because it's a little nippy in here. But, and it goes with my shirt. This is Epicenter. Take 2. I had, the original Epicenter was all mini skeins. This is a 3-color, 3-skein version. So basically 1 skein of each color. Basically 1 full skein will make a whole shawl for you. The whole shawl was knit with just 3 skeins. And there was quite a bit left of the 2 contrasting colors, but the main color was pretty much all used up. So, there's that. The other thing I finished, this is a design that is currently being written, tested, all sorts of things. Sample's done. This is unnamed, but I designed this with MJ Yarns. It's it's not of his what is it? It's his Red Label yarn line, and I think it's called like 1U or something, but it's a single ply, and it's gorgeous. These colors are beautiful. It wears really nicely. I guess I'm not wearing that one right now, but it wears really nicely, and it's knit on a big needle. Some parts are held doubled, some are single held strand. But yeah, it's a really fun shawl. It wears really nicely. I love the layering effect of the chevrons. There's some short rows, garter stitch, purling, increases, decreases. It's a simple shawl. Good intro to short rows. Because you get to do quite a bit of them, but not too much of them. There's little spaces between where you can take a break. But yeah, it does not have a name yet. But yes, it's going into testing once I finish wrapping up the typing. Next thing I finished. Why is Typhoon on the couch? This is not a next thing. It's just a sample that was lying around. Actually, I'll need that in a second. We'll need that in a second. I finished a sample for my new collection of shawls. So speaking of Typhoon, Typhoon, this is a design I designed a little bit ago, or quite a bit ago, 2015, and this is a 2-color, so it uses what the hell? There's a sizing sticker on here, and I was like, what? Sorry. Sorry, expletives. But anyway, this is a shawl. It's a finger weight shawl. You use a solid and a self-striping yarn. So it uses self-striping yarn to make those bands of awesome there. So this is Typhoon. Now, Typhoon is one of the only kind of shawls of its kind. I don't know what's on here. Something white. Anyway, I designed it to use some self-striping yarn, and my friend Jen and I collaborated on kits and stuff. But anyway, so this is the original Typhoon. And I love Typhoon. It's very addictive. It's fun. So I want to design a collection that is based off of this concept of using a self-striping yarn in something other than socks, because I adore self-striping yarns. I don't adore making socks. It's not my favorite thing to do. So I have a bunch of self-striping in my stash, because I can't stop buying it because it's beautiful. But I wanted to create a collection that doesn't use, like, that isn't socks, basically. So I designed. I have a five piece collection. Typhoon is included. Typhoon is getting an update, which will make it easier, fixing some numbers, but nothing super major. So if you're knitting a Typhoon right now and the update comes out, no panicking. Okay, I'm basically changing the way the short rows are done to how I do most of my short rows now. And I'm changing a couple of numbers, tweaking to make things a little bit more balanced in certain areas. And yeah, so nothing super panic. Okay. But anyway, this is Tremor. It's a scarf. So I'm going to just look at that. There'll be more photos later, but that one is still in test mode. But yeah, I'm excited. It was really quick, and it's a scarf. It does take some time, but it's not too much work. So there's that. Then on Shopahop, I went to Stephen B and I found these 4 skeins of DK, and I'm gonna put them away. So I bought them, and I went home, wound them, and designed something for it. So this is a unnamed design that is also in test knitting mode. I love this. It is blocked. The ends are not trimmed/woven in. It's a combination of all things. But this uses hedgehog fibers, merino singles in Spell. This orange is a potluck color. This blue is from the Three Irish Girls. It's their Springvale worsted, and it is called Ribbed for Her Pleasure. This gray is Primrose Yarn Company in the Inkblot colorway on the, start with an S. It's a base. It's worsted. Spyro. I think it's called Spyro. But yeah, so it was just quick knit, and it wears really well. Even blocked. It's just a kerchief, but it's a really quick knit. It's going to my testers as soon as I finish writing this one, because I'm making a second one, which I'll show you in a bit. Because all 4 skeins, I had enough left over to make a second one, just flipping some colors around, which is really exciting. So, yay. And the final one is my latest finished object. I knit this in 3 days. I was obsessed. It was my obsession knitting, so much to the point that Rob was like, hey, can you put the needles down and spend some time with me? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And yeah, so it's crazy apparently. Like crazy addicted. But you'll understand why. So this is a shawl knit out of worsted weight, and it is unnamed. I just finished it. It is slightly blocked. I need to block it again because I kind of threw it on the block mats to take it to knitting group the other night. But anyway, this is it's a worsted weight shawl, unnamed, my own design. Very quick knit. It uses a 30 mini skein gradient kit from In the Deep Hue Sea, and she let me have one of these to play with, so I designed something for it. It would work with any worsted or DK gradient, honestly. And then I just added a skein of Madeline Tosh Void in their vintage, so it's a worsted weight. Anyway, look at that, all the colors. I love this pink section, but yeah, it looks like this. That's the center. As you can see, like I said, I quick blocked it. I didn't really hardcore block it because all my pins and stuff were being used, so I just kind of threw it on the ground and zhuzhed it. But, ta-da! It is beautiful, it's quick, it's fast, it was fun, it's simple, easy to memorize, and you get to play with lots of color and use a gradient. So that's what I love about it. And it wears really nicely too. Again, it's not fully blocked, but put one end on, put another end around, you pull that down. See, I like to layer it so that we get as many colors showing as possible. And then, boom, something like that. Just it. Okay. And then you just kind of like fluff it up, as I call it. Fluffing it up. But yeah, lots of color, and it's really fun. It's squishy. And again, it's not fully blocked, so it's looking really weird right now. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. I finished I finished these 3 in a weekend. So I've been, that's ever since I left David's Tea. But lots of knitting has been going on. So those are done. Now we move on to works in progress. I'm gonna drink some tea and take a breath because wow, that was a lot of things to show. I don't know where this DK one, even though the ends are not woven in, because guys, if you finish a shawl and you do all the work in it and block it, ends will get woven in time. But you know what? Put it on. Wear it. Be proud of it. You made that. You're amazing. So just wear it. And if ends are showing, call it modern. It's a modern art piece around your neck. And you're talking about how you can be as pretentious as you want when you say this, by the way. You can say, oh, it's a piece reflecting the nature of our unfinished lives because we never know when the thread is going to be cut. And if it is cut, they're all cut at different lengths. Some people live longer than others. Or you can say about, hey, it's expressing the organicness of the knitting world, the organic connection to the sheep and color and these ends. They're all organic. Or you can just be like, I'm a free spirit and I wear whatever I want. So, more power to you. Ends, be damned. Again, there's a lot of language this show. I would apologize for it, but I don't believe in holding yourself back from expressing things. Now, I do think that you shouldn't use any sort of vulgarity just frivolously. But, if it's part of your speech, it's part of your speech. So I apologize if it offends you, but I'm also a little nonplussed about it. So, woo, you like it or you don't like it. But anyway, this is the squishiness. I love it. Works in progress. So, we're going to talk about needle adjacent projects, then works in progress. So things that will be cast on, that are not cast on at this moment. This one in here is going to be the mystery shawl from Geometrics Designs. This is the 3 Irish Girls, and they dyed up this exclusive kit for me with the 3 colors. It's pretty fun. They are very vivid. So as you can tell, my camera cannot focus, or like it's washing them out. Like this blue is much darker than my shirt color, which you can kind of tell, but it's very vivid blue. This is an orange, and it has these red tones in it and everything, but my camera will not, for the life of me, show it. And then this is a yellow that has darker flecks of mustard and stuff in it too. So like it's not just like, but anyway, that's going to be a mystery shawl design that I will be starting this week. Probably, I want to try to start it today after the podcast, but I also have other things to do first. So that's one. The other one is in this little sock bag. Yes, I'm knitting a pair of socks. This is for Rob. So when we were at Stitches, he had never been to yarn event. His first yarn event, we met Lisa of White Birch Fiber Arts, who's a sweetheart, and she gave Rob a skein of yarn as just because she wanted to, and it matched his shirt that he was wearing that day. So this is it's her colorway. It's called You Know Nothing, Jon Snow, or something like that. But it's basically a red with these. It's like a red, white, and like a gray spectrum. So there's darker tones in it too. But yeah, this is gonna be a pair of toe-up socks for Rob that I will be knitting because I need a walking project. I've been walking a lot because I don't know about you, but I enjoy going walking and knitting and Pokemon going. So in my neighborhood where I live now, there is a beautiful park in the center. It's not very beautiful, but I call it beautiful because I'm nice and Minnesotan. But anyway, there's a lot of walking paths. So I basically will walk around and knit in the morning and then, refresh your mind and come back and then work on knitting stuff. So I've been doing that a lot recently, and a lot of my projects are not necessarily walk friendly. So I wanted to start a pair of socks because whenever I finish them, I'll finish them. It's also moving into summertime, and I know that Rob runs warm and probably won't want to wear wool socks, so I have plenty of time to make him a pair of socks. So I figured that I can just cast on and get that going. So I want to get the toe on the needles this week. That's my goal. So there's that. The next needle adjacent project is in this dun, 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 Star Wars bag. It's the Death Star blueprint and lots of other things, like Boba Fett's ship, and I think there's a walker on here. No, not some sort of walker. I don't know. Star Wars, I don't know, unfortunately, as well as other people do. But there's a TIE fighter. There's all sorts of. I think these are all Empire blueprints, or like. Nope, there's a Millennium Falcon. Never mind. Anyway, I got this from Elizabeth Quintain before she stopped making bags. I got it from her at the first Zombie Apocalypse. And there's little floof balls all over it of orange. But anyway, it is holding my very summery, yet to be cast on shawl of awesome. Look at all those colors. There's a blue you can't really see down there. But yeah, it's all full of summery colors like blues and neons and stuff, and that will be getting cast on very soon as well. The next needle adjacent project. Okay, so at this point I'm going to pause and not talk about needle adjacent projects as much as works in progress, because some of them are needle adjacent works in progress combos, if that makes any sense, where like I'm working on one and I'm going to be casting on another one. Okay, so works in progress before we get to the blah blah blah. I am making a second one of these in the same colors, but instead of the purple, it'll be where the purple is. There'll be orange, and where the orange is, I'm going to do this pink. It's a fingering weight I'm going to hold doubled. Or hold double, forgive me. So that's that. Not very exciting, but that's going on. It's a quick knit, and I'm writing the pattern and testing it, and then giving it to some testers who've already volunteered for it. Then in this bag is what I'm calling my highlighter rainbow typhoon. So I'm making dun 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 typhoon. There are 5 bands. Am I missing a band? Weird. Anyway, I have 3. I have 1 more and 2 more. Yep. Okay. This is what I'm knitting. So this is my remake. I'm going through and editing as I go and just kind of knitting it on the side. But this goes from this blue into the orange, into the pink, and the purple, and the green, and the yellow, and back to the blue. And it's Fishnet's yarn in her, I think it's called Highlighter, but basically it looks like that. And then this is 716 knit, 716 solo in Dead Men on Ice. I think it's either Dead Men or Dead Man. I can't remember. But anyway, those are 2 combos. And this is part of my knit along with the Zombie Apocalypse. I'm on Team Red, but I'm going to be knitting with some Jenna yarn. And I got all this yarn at a ZK, actually. Multiple ZKs, not just one. So I'm knitting that alongside of new design. This is Tsunami. And Tsunami is the 3rd piece in the collection. And I'm obsessed with it. I've been knitting it on it nonstop. Side to side shawl. This is knit out of 716 knit in her solo base. This is You Taste Like Ashes, which is a gray with these lovely fuchsia and blue speckles on it. And then this is a custom colorway she dyed for me, and it's called, what is this one? This one's something about an alpaca. Anyway, it's one of her Arrested Development colorways, but it's beautiful. I think it's like, of course he has no hair. He's an alpaca or something. I don't know. You probably know. You could probably sing it right now, and I can't hear you. I'm sorry, but this is Tsunami. And so while I'm knitting Tsunami, I really want to do a second version of it that uses a gradient, and because it goes 2 directions. It goes side to side and then vertical at the same time. So I have decided, I pulled from my stash, so this is a needle adjacent project. It's not wound yet because I just pulled it. But this, I'm going to use some Fresh from the Cauldron, which I'm going to Move closer to the camera. She does a lot of gradients. They're called her graduated colorways. And this one it's a beautiful gray, black, and has some speckly reds in it. I love it. It's called Worst of Weather. It's going to be paired with her other one. This is a Superwash Merino, 100%. This is Rose Like Thunder. So I'm going to be doing these two together. I think I want to do the black as... Yeah, I think I want to do the black gray thing as like the main body color, and this one as the bands, because I think that'd be really pretty. But yeah, so that's the needle adjacent project for that. And then we get to talk about these. So with the 7-color one I just showed you, with the summer one in the Star Wars bag, that one actually, it's a needle adjacent project that will be on hibernation because I'm going to substitute with this one because I want to knit with this one first. There's no reason. I just want to knit with this one first. I have more energy for it. So, as you may know or may not know, there is a really popular pattern on Ravelry called Find Your Fade by Andrea Mowry. It's beautiful. I've seen a lot of them. I was at Yarn Over this weekend. Everyone has one. Every vendor has one. It's like the craziest like trend. It's awesome though because of the color progression, and it lets you use different vendors and stuff and you can mix and match. But anyhow, I have been fade obsessed, as in 2 of my acquisitions have been fade based or like color progression based or stuff like that, where I have found dyers who created these or created them myself. So what I'm going to show you now is one that I'm going to be casting on this week after I wind it. It's one of my cast-ons for the week. It's going to be a wrap. It's very big, but it does use a 7-color fade, similar to the Find Your Fade concept. So this is my first color. It is Hedgehog Fibers, a single in the... These are all single yarns. I pulled all these from my stash, by the way. These are all stash yarns. This is Fly. It goes with Easy Knitter, Easy Knits Fidget Base in the Reef colorway, which is a beautiful colorway, one of my favorites. So there's that. And then it goes into Lady Dye Yarns. This is Umbrella. It's really lovely green with some darker green bits and blue bits and stuff. Okay. This is Madeline Tosh. This is Kelp, which is a discontinued colorway. Madeline Tosh Cousteau. I love Cousteau. It's beautiful. Madeline Tosh Dubrovnik. Or Dubrovnik. And this is Madeline Tosh. So those are all TML. This one's Madeline Tosh Toshmo Light, which is a merino mohair combo. This is Leopard. Guys, I cannot even tell you how much I'm excited to knit with this. Like, this has been one of the reward projects I've been working towards, like finishing other stuff to knit with. But oh my god, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm obsessed. So this is going to be a Geometrix Design original, and it's going to be big, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be amazing. I'm hoping to have it out midsummer, early fall, maybe. But I'm obsessed. It might even come out sooner because I love it. And I also love shawls, and I want this shawl. Like, I want this. I want to wear it. I love all the colors in it. They're gorgeous. So this is my needle adjacent project that will be on the needles. Yep. So there's that. And then the rest are acquisitions. They're kind of like, they're similar to needle adjacent projects for at least one of them. I went to Stephen B, and this is actually going to be the second sample of my mystery shawl. I went to Stephen B with Rob the other day, before the shop hop, and I found that they had the Madeleine Tosh or Malabrigo Dos Tierras color or base in, and this is alpaca merino, and this is the Paris Night colorway, and I fell in love with it. It's beautiful. There's so many tones and depth and clarity in it. I just can't control how awesome it is. But it's like a purple with navies and blacks, and it's just beautiful. So I got 2 skeins of that because it's about 400 yards. So it's about 400 yards together. I found a hedgehog colorway. This is an exclusive hedgehog, or a potluck, I guess. And so it has all sorts of neon oranges and pinks and it's amazing, just amazing. And then I pulled from my stash, and I pulled this, which is called the Radness from Madeleine Tosh. There we go, Madeleine Tosh, and it's beautiful white with some neons and blacks. So all of them will be together for my mystery shawl. I love this combo. This was the one I had originally picked, and then I was like, hey, Aaron and Kelly, you want to work together on something? So we're collaborating on that, but this will be my second sample. So there's that. And then my friend Drew is a terrible person in the way that he encourages me to buy pretty things. But also, so is Plucky, knitter herself. So anyway, Plucky went to the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, which I was completely jealous about. Everyone going to it. I really want to go to it. I really would like to go to it next year. Like, that's on my, to-do list for next year. Is be like, I really want to go to that, so let's work towards that. So that's my, reward for myself. Anyhow, they were all there, and she dyed up a beautiful line of yarn that is inspired by Scotland. And I couldn't resist. It was too beautiful. So I ended up buying pretty much every Scotland colorway that I enjoyed. Which reminds me at this point that I need to grab some yarn from behind the camera because I left it behind the camera. 1 second. I'm still in the room, not going anywhere. You can look at me as I walk by and then come back. How about that? Where did they go? That's not the color. There they are. Okay. Found it. Okay. I was also like, oh, Shop Hop. So Shop Hop, I found these yarns. And then, before we get to the Plucky, I also picked up their exclusive colorway, which is called Gaga. It's beautiful. And then they had Lumber Sexual. These are House of Alamo. I love Lumber Sexual. And then I picked up, this is from Meadow, what is it? Meadowcraft Dye Works. This is Yarn Rehabilitation for the Yarn Bereft. This is a beautiful colorway. It's called Jazz Singer, and it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna put all 3 of these together in a beautiful. This is a fall shawl. I'm excited. It's beautiful, beyond beautiful. And I got 2 skeins of Lumber Sexual, so I might do a huge shawl, just 3 color shawl. Who knows? But that's from Shop Hop. Like I said, there's been a lot of yarn gluttony going on recently. Anyway, Plucky. So I picked up. This is called Kilt. And it's a beautiful rusty brown orange, and all of these are on her snug base, which is her alpaca, her merino cashmere alpaca base, which I'm just like, it's so squishy and so beautiful. I can't even. So anyway, this is Kilt and Bagpipes. So Needle Adjacent Project, I wound them already. I couldn't stop. This is Bagpipes, which is this lovely warm gray with these lovely greens and blues. It's gorgeous. And then now, like I said, Fade Obsessed. There's a fade in this basket. So this is Glen. Okay. Glen is beautiful. Not normally my normal color. There's a lot of peachy tones in here, which I was not so much thrilled with, but with the rest of them, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Like, pure yarn heaven. Okay? So there's that. This is Hamish, which has all these lovely tones in it. Hamish. Ba-ba-bam. And then we have Tartan. Now, Tartan is beyond stunning, okay? Tartan. It's this lovely gray, mostly greens and reds and blues. It's gorgeous. I enabled Drew to buy it. I was like, haha, enable you back. Then there is... Does it go this one next? It does. Highlander. Highlander is gorgeous. It's a gray with greens, and there's lots of like purples and reds and blues. It's stunning. Okay, so there's those guys. We're gonna tilt the camera. Yarn in hand. Okay, and then we have Stuart. Stuart is another beautiful one. So if you're wanting to see the fade, I keep rearranging where Highlander goes, but... And then there's... This is Black Watch. Or Nessie, I can't remember. It might be Nessie. And then there's Black Watch. Or Nessie. I think this one might be Nessie. Okay, can we do this? 7 color of beautifulness. Now it's very subtle. I love it though. I cannot wait to knit with it or wear it. It's so squishy. It's calling my name. It is calling my name. So this might be the second sample of that other pattern to my left, or it might be a new one. Either way, it's definitely my fall shawl that I cannot wait to wear. It's gonna be amazing. So, Plucky happened, and yeah, lots of Plucky happened. But then we have I went. Sorry, Instagram diversion. Remember my phone problem I always have? Still here. I went to a yarn store the other weekend, or other week when I was going to visit my family at the home, and I stopped into a shop. I needed to pick up a needle, and I ended up walking out with more yarn. Yeah, it's a problem. It is a massive problem. So they had their Malabrigo shipment just come in, and I was obsessed, and I sat there and I laid out a 15 skein color progression fade, whatever you want to call it, but it's 15 skeins of it, and I was a little mortified. I was like, we cannot knit with 15 skeins of Rios. Like that'd be a massive piece of knitwear, and so I ended up only walking out with 9. But I have plans to only use like half of the skeins and use the other half for other projects. So it's not like, oh, here we are going to knit an 1,800 yard shawl or blanket or something. I mean, I could, but I'm not planning on it because I want to wear it as a shawl. And like 1,800 yards of worsted weight, that is a huge shawl. So anyway, this is like fade on the brain, I swear. But anyway, here's the colors. We have Frank Ochre. We have Glitter, which is beautiful combo, right? This is a Playa, or Playa, maybe. Okay, so those 3. Then you have Cirrus Gray. I need to like work at a yarn shop and do this for people all day. Cirrus Gray. This is Aguas. Okay, and then put those down. We have Reflecting Pool, Fresco y Seco, or Seco, I mean, maybe. My Spanish is terrible. I have not had to say Spanish in a long time, or speak Spanish in a long time. This is Ivy, and this is Va. which I love that. So this is the end of it, okay? So if you put them all together and squish your fingers, here we go. Boom. It's freaking beautiful. This is why I walked out with it. I was trying so hard not to, but I could not resist. So this might be a sweater. It might be a shawl. I really kind of want to do a shawl with it. I want to do something big, fast, fun. That's what I've been trying to buy, like, DKs like this to make it fast and fun and quick and dirty. So yeah, that was my big one. And then I went to Yarn Over this weekend and had some fun. Stephen B, they got their huge Madeline Tosh in, so I picked up a Silver Fox, which is one of my staples that I'm out of in my stash. Another Dubrovnik, because I love this color. It's gorgeous. This is Chicory, and Chicory is always different. You have to kind of pick out your own colorway, but there's the only one left, and it's this beautiful blue with hints of like rusty brown, purple, gray color. It's very interesting. But the one that I was really obsessed with is called Antique Moonstone. It's one of her new colorways. And it's gorgeous. It's this lovely, I got the dark version, like it's a darker one, and if you can get a darker version of this, I recommend it because it's beautiful, because it has this lovely rust tones to it that just make the blue-gray pop. And I got it because I knew I had rust at home, and rust is like a rusty orange. And I want to put them together in something. And I know Kilt looks very red right now, but it is much, much, much more rusty orange. So, but anyway, maybe if I hold up a blue, it just gets more red. White. Nope. This color. I don't know. But I also like the Moonstone with these guys, which are another like color combo that could happen. Maybe with the kilts. Ooh, I like that. See, this is my problem. I keep making projects for myself that I have no space, needles, time, etc. for, because I'm designing all this other stuff, right? But yeah, so that is all the yarn, and that was a lot of yarn. That was all the shawls, all the projects going to be started, all the things starting, all the things to be wound, and I still haven't got all the things to be wound because I also have yarns for the rest of the self-striping collection picked out too, and I'm excited for them, but whoo, it's a lot of knitting. I'm excited though. So I have a lot to like write and catch up on, but at the moment, my primary job is I'm designing more full-time and taking care of things around the house, type of things like that. Rob's working, so, and he's supporting me in all this, which is like the most amazing thing I can say for my partner. But yeah, so thank you for watching today. Thank you for putting up with the rambles. Thank you for putting up with all this crazy that's going on right now. And also, like, anyway, pause. I've also going to be hosting a knit-along for the self-striping collection once it comes out. And there may or may not be a grand prize entry for those who finish all of the patterns. That's just a rumor, and it's a preview, but there may or may not be that. So, bear that in mind when you're thinking about your plans, because they're basically only like they're 2 skein shawls. You need a self-striping and a solid. None of them use more than that. I'm going to be designing one that uses just 1 skein of self-striping, I'm hoping, but it may not end up that way because I might change my mind. But yeah, so there's gonna be a knit along that I'm really excited to host on Instagram and Ravelry and all those places. And anyway, what I was saying is thank you for supporting me and my podcast and watching and social media and all sorts of things, for your compliments, your comments, your messages. It really makes my day every day, and it makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing in designing and having like that going on. So I really appreciate it. I thank you for that. I also thank you for your time. I know this episode, it didn't go too long. I thought it would be longer than this. Sorry. I was like, oh, it's only 15 minutes. I must talk really fast. I also apologize for that. But anyway, there will also be, I want to start doing a segment called Matcha Mornings, and those will be through Periscope, and I may also publish them to YouTube for those who can't see Periscope. But basically that'll just be like morning check-ins, seeing what's going on, what I'm working on, things like that. But that's what's going on right now. Um, but yeah, so that's my life right now. It's crazy. It's fun. It's exciting. I have lots of things going on. And I really appreciate all your support. And I love you all. And I'm so excited to be back podcasting and social media and knitting. Like, all of these projects. This is really beautiful, though. The one of the kilts, like, now that I pulled it out, I'm like... Because I thought about it the other day. I was knitting and thinking and stuff. I was like, ooh, what about kilt? I'm like, kilt would be really pretty. And so now I'm just like, oh my god, obsessed. But anyway, I'm going to get going. Going to go wind yarn, knit things, lots of things, make progress, write stuff, design stuff. If you are interested in being a test knitter for anything or have any questions about this, on my Ravelry design group, test knitting, I will be posting test knitting, like, I don't know what to call it, requests for testers. There's a thread for it in my Ravelry design group, Geometric Designs. So I'll be doing that. If you have any questions about this episode, yarns, etc., etc., ask away in the Ravelry group. You can or message me or whatever you would like to do. I'm around. You can talk to me, and don't forget to smile. Smile this week. You're a beautiful person. You're colorful. Also, I forgot this. This is a tape measure bracelet. I love it. It's exciting. Anyway, I just noticed it when I was just gesturing. Anyway, thank you for watching today. Hope you have an amazing day. Knit something colorful, make you happy. Anything like that. You should deserve to be happy. You should smile, and you should knit something colorful and wear it with awesome. So, love to y'all. I'll see you later. Have a good day, week, month, whatever you're having, hour, and I love you. So, take care.